All right. So next, Florida State 11-0 at Florida 5-6 in the Sunshine Showdown, 7 o'clock on ESPN. Yeah, that's kind of a rough one. Florida leads this series 37-27-2. Florida State won last year. Matt is going FSU 38-10 in this one. Obviously, the huge story here is the devastating injury to Jordan Travis, who has said that his college playing career is over. Not necessarily a huge surprise, given that he's a redshirt senior. So obviously, he's going to look to the future, and that's what we would expect. Obviously, the first and foremost is his health, and we wish him the best and all that good stuff for sure. But he's been a lot of fun to watch this season, and his absence really changes the complexity not only of this game, but of the season and the playoff, because they're sitting right there at 4, right? And last I saw. So obviously we'll have more rankings that come out tomorrow as we record. So but yeah, for this one, Tate Rodemaker gets the start at quarterback for FSU, and Florida, who knows, they might have to start a different QB as well. Max Brown, who filled in for Mertz last week. With Florida still playing for a bowl bid here, I expect this one to be intense. And they're obviously going to be really fired up with going against defensively a backup as well. So I expect them to bring the pressure on defense, trying to keep Rodemaker flustered. It's hard to pick against an 11-0 Florida State team. But I just think the motivation for Florida of a rivalry game, playing for a bowl spot and not a losing season, plus the appeal of sending blitzes at the backup quarterback with the swamp going wild, I got to go with the Gators here. And this might be one of my, ridiculous feelings like I had a few weeks ago where I strung a bunch of bad decisions together, but I'm going with Florida 27-24. Jesse, what do you got?
I'm going to join you in that. I had FSU to begin with. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I don't know. Coming off of the Mizzou loss, so close. I mean, so close. And they were able to just pull it almost to the finish line. And they're trying to get a bowl game. And they're in the swamp. And it's a rivalry game. And they're going against a backup QB. I think it's just, there's some things that are weighing in their favor. There is a couple little sprinkles in the cauldron there that they're stirring up that could make something. It's going to be close. I think this might be a fun one to watch, even if you're not a fan of either of those teams. This is going to be a pretty good one. I'm going to go with the Gators in this one. Very, very close, 1-point game. And this week, they're actually on the winning side of it. So I'm going to go Gators 24-23. And if you're someone, obviously I know FSU is an ACC school, but if you are someone that enjoys rivalries, this one is a fun one. It really is. After being in school, in elementary school in Florida for a couple of years, it's really, really fun. I mean, I came from an Iron Bowl family, and you go down to this one, and it's lights out there too. So it's really, really fun to watch as a non-biased fan.
Right. Just one of those ones that's just fun to watch, not having a dog in the fight. So,
I mean, most of these that we're talking about this week are very fun to watch. If you're not a fan, this is the college football weekend of just good games that are fun to watch, and you don't have anything else to do. So why not?
And it's in the name of our podcast, the pageantry of it all. You get to see each school's tradition. Obviously you see that every week, but I feel like it's elevated more so in with these rivalries and all the traditions between these two schools. Yeah.
If you ever get a chance, whether it's your school or another school, to go to a rivalry game, it is such an experience. It's so much fun to just witness. And it truly is, across all of these games, it's so ingrained in families and so ingrained in communities. And it's just fascinating psychologically and fun, just to look at. I was talking this week to my boyfriend who grew up in Texas and, didn't go to an SEC school. And grew up a college baseball player, all in on that. And, teaching him this like Bama fandom has been very interesting for him and very fun. And he joked with me and said, what would you do if I was an Auburn fan? And in all honesty, I said, I wouldn't date you. We would have never gone out. And he was like, why? And I said, because I'm not a big enough person to handle football season with you. I'm not. It would be argumentative the whole time. We would be at odds with each other. And come Iron Bowl, especially you're adding on a family holiday plus an Iron Bowl all right there sandwiched together. It's a recipe for disaster. If you were an Auburn fan, an LSU fan, or a Tennessee fan, I would not date you. And you wouldn't want to date me either. You hate me too.
Let's say at least you're upfront and honest about it.
It's so real though.
For sure.